Hey, friends and family. I'm going to update you a little bit on us and how we're doing, and also share a little of my driving experience here in Las Vegas. First, as far as updating about how we are, Cherokee is in reasonably good health. I am taking her to a doctor about something that is growing on her. I thought it was just a mole. Um, but then it started to get larger. Moles shouldn't grow like that, not like it. This wasn't behaving like a mole, basically. So we found, I guess, like a dermatologist, I guess it is. And they removed it and they tested it, and initially the biopsy came back that it's not cancer, that it's benign, which is supposed to mean it's harmless and whatever it is, but it was removed at that time. Okay, but as it healed, it came back. And they said that should not happen. So we're still going to the doctor for her for that. Other than that, what, I guess he's going to be doing a procedure that he told Cherokee called plugging or something like that. So basically they're trying to get rid of whatever this thing is, because that's not normal, whatever it is, even if it's not cancer or not a regular cancer. I don't know. Maybe it's some new, I don't know what it is. Okay, I just know it shouldn't have come back, and it did. But other than that, she's all right. I hurt myself at work. I think it was like 3 weeks ago now, something like that. Okay, I hurt my right arm, my dominant arm, my dominant hand. I just, pulled the bicep muscle, and that also messed up the nerve that runs along it there. And initially, I didn't even realize I had really hurt myself. I just, twinge. I didn't say anything to anybody because I didn't think anything about it. I just went about my work like normal. When I took a break, I took a couple of pain pills, because besides that twinge, my back was starting to bother me, and so that I could continue and finish what I needed to do and whatnot. And I had felt like I had a really good night at work that night. Came home, did my thing after I got home, change clothes, eat, go to bed. And when I woke up the next Saturday, I couldn't move my arm, like, couldn't go like that. I couldn't do crap. And at first I just thought maybe I'm a little extra stiff, a little extra sore from the previous night's work. I'm not really good at, unless there's a broken bone protruding and there's blood, it's kind of hard for me to know. I've done a serious injury until it starts hurting very badly. And so I couldn't move it. Yeah, it was hurting. But like I said, I just thought it was extra stiff and sore. And it probably took a couple of hours before it started to hurt bad enough that I was like, oh, something's wrong. And, so, yeah. So yeah, but I'm starting to recover. I'm having to do a little physical therapy. I had my first day of physical therapy yesterday, and technically physical therapy itself wasn't that bad. It was the results afterwards that I had to deal with, the pain that it caused later. That yeah, and I had to work last night like that. so my thing when I got to work was just trying to not cry because it hurt that bad, and trying to keep myself so busy and so focused that I didn't cry because it was hurting that bad. You know, so, but it's feeling better today, thank goodness. I'm afraid to do the exercise he had me do yesterday in physical therapy because I don't want to feel like that again. but hopefully, you know, he says that the nerve takes longer to recover than the muscle. So, driving in Las Vegas. Okay, they people who were born and raised here, it seems like they stink at driving. They don't know how to drive, and they should not be permitted on the to buy a car, let alone drive on the highway. I don't know who's teaching driving here or how they're getting their driving skills, but they're dangerous. Um, and I mean, they put signals in vehicles for a reason. Okay. And of course, you know, there's almost there's never not traffic. Okay, there's traffic 24 hours a day because this is a 24-hour-a-day city. You know, there's casinos and bars and everything going 24 hours a day. So there is traffic 24 hours a day. People coming and going and whatnot, and having to get on the highway, you know, even though I technically don't live that far from work, too far to walk, but this should probably only be maybe a 15-minute drive, but I have to get on the highway, and if the traffic's not too bad, it'll take me 20 minutes. That's when it's not bad. But most of the time it takes me at least 30, and I've had it take as long as 45 minutes to an hour to get to work. And you know, I don't know what's going on some days. You know, pay attention to the different I mean, because there's stuff being advertised all around you constantly. So I've gotten kind of blind to most of that stuff, you know, all the things that are being advertised on the billboards and on the vehicles and whatnot. Um, so, but last night when I was coming home from work, which the drive home from work, you know, that in the middle of the night is usually not too bad. Yeah, of course there's traffic, but it's usually light traffic. And it was light traffic. So, you know, I'm coming home and there's a tunnel that I have to cut through that goes under the airport. And I have to cut through it both ways. And when on my way home, when I cut through it last night, it either fell off of a vehicle in front of me, or you know, I would hate to think that they threw it off, but it's possible that they threw it off because it just appeared suddenly in front of me. And I didn't even know what it was initially. I just knew that I couldn't come to a sudden stop because there were cars coming up behind me and cars coming alongside me and a wall on the other side because I'm in a tunnel, so I've got no place to swerve. I've got no place to swerve. I can't come to a sudden stop. No telling what kind of accident that I would have caused if I had panicked and done something like that. So I drove over it. Okay. And hoped whatever it was something that wasn't going to damage my vehicle. That's yeah, some people probably would have come to a sudden stop or swerved and caused a bad accident. Either way, those two options were bad options. And I do have insurance, so if I did drive over it and it damaged my car, you know, I could, you know, work with the insurance company to get it fixed. This would be like, you know, it's an accident, but there's no other vehicles involved. It's just something that happened. But my driver's training from being a truck driver, one of the things you learn while you're a truck driver is if something like a dog or a cat or even a deer runs out in front of you while you are driving, you do not stop. Um, and it's a big truck. It's not going to just stop, okay? A big truck traveling at just 55 miles an hour takes the length of a football field to come to a complete stop. And if you try to make the truck stop faster than it's technically capable of, yeah, you might jackknife and cause a really bad accident that might kill you and lots of other people that are on the road with you. So, no. So you're trained to, if something is in that road ahead of you and you can't come to a stop in a reasonable amount of time, and you can't swerve without hitting anybody or causing your truck to flip, you don't. You brace yourself, take your foot off the gas, and you keep going. You go over it. Yeah, you go over it. And where a deer might do a lot of damage to something like your car, not a big truck, not an 18-wheeler. The deer is toast, and I had toasted a couple of deers. So the first time it happened, I was really shooken up. I was training when it happened, and thank goodness, he was right. My trainer was right there with me, and he was very aware, and he was very sharp, because my instinct was to try to swerve to miss the deer. And he grabbed the steering wheel and said, "No, you don't. You don't do that. It's a deer, and your life is more valuable than that. My life is more valuable than that." So I drove over it with my exploder, and it didn't come out the back side. So I was like, okay, so whatever this is, I just went over. It hasn't caused any major damage. There was no loud noises, loud thumps, or anything like that. And it didn't come out the back. I would have saw it. But I could hear something kicking up little rocks under me. Okay. So I rode over it, and it didn't take me but a minute to figure out, all right, it's under my car. It's under my vehicle. But it wasn't slowing me down. It wasn't impeding my driving in any way. So I came home, and when I got a good look at it, it's some kind of couch cushion off of a love seat or something. And me and Cherokee were able to tear off part of it last night and toss it in the trash, but there's part of it stuck on something under my vehicle, and I can't get it off. And my arm is too weak right now to try and cut more of it off. And I guess it's going to be under there until I have the money to take it someplace, and say, hey, can you get that off of there for me? So that's that. So driving adventures in Las Vegas, yay. Other things that are going on, I'm house hunting, and I'm not hunting for a new rental. I'm hunting for a house to buy. Been approved for a small home loan, and where it looks like we're going to concentrate the house hunt is in Pahrump. Pahrump's, a lot of the homes there have acreage, or, and not necessarily a lot of acreage, but I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful right now. So I'm hoping to get at least a minimum of 2 acres. And no less than 3 bedrooms. I've stipulated that. And I'm hoping for a dishwasher, an automatic dishwasher, because I can't stand at I can stand at the sink, but I can't wash dishes like I normally would. The arm wears out too quickly. And I have to come sit down, and I have to sit down longer than I stood there, and before it starts to feel good enough to go and try and wash a couple more items. And so I got stuff in my sink right now, dirty, nasty, and stinky. And I'm frustrated with Cherokee because I asked her to take care of a couple of things. And she asked me to make chili, but the pot for chili is dirty, and she didn't touch it. And I got up ready to cook for her, and I can't do it. So, yeah. So if the home doesn't come with an automatic dishwasher, I will be definitely looking into having one installed. Whew. So that's what's going on with us right now. Cross your fingers for us. Keep us in your prayers. Because, I'm really hopeful right now, and I'm looking forward to having a real home. And when I get this place empty and it's not wall-to-wall stuff that I can't organize properly because it's too small, I'll do a little walkthrough with my phone, since I have a phone that'll do that now, and show you where we've been kind of crammed in at. And of course, I'll take you through a walkthrough on our new home. My hope is to be moving in by... This is going to sound, if you've ever run a home before, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but my hope is to be moving into our new home by April 1st, because my lease on this place is up at the end of April, like April 30th. That's when this is up and over. Okay. So, and I don't want to be stuck here month to month, because month to month adds an extra $100 a month. The only way this place is reasonable is for you to have a lease. And I don't want to do another lease, and I certainly don't want to do month to month either. So suddenly, sorry I went on a little bit there. Wish you peace in your, keep us in your thoughts and prayers. And of course, I wish you peace. And, family and friends, we love you, we miss you. And hopefully, a little bit here, we'll have something that's big enough that, we'll feel comfortable to have people visit, and, that kind of thing. Because this is too small, I feel like, for having much company. We're getting on each other's nerves. All right. So, peace.